What's up, guys? Welcome back to the comic shop. It's BZ Comics. Tell me how I did on these ones. Yo, I love these things. I'm thinking of actually getting the full cosplay suit to go with this, but tell me how I look. Man, there's a lot that went into these builds, but I didn't make just one, guys. I made two. As you see from the movie, there's a white helmet that Captain America has, and then there's a blue one that he has. And I couldn't choose between the two, so I said, why choose when I can make them both? Before getting into the build, guys, I do want to make a couple mentions to a couple things. First things first, shout out to my sponsor, PCBWay. If you guys see these lenses, you know I don't have a Resin 3D printer, but shout out to them because I think that they came in clutch, because I really think that these pieces brought the helmet together in total. I'll show you guys a little bit later in the video how I did that and how you can actually use my code down below to get $5 off your first purchase. So if you don't have a 3D printer of your own or don't have a Resin 3D printer like me, they're the people to check out. Now for these helmets, I did a little bit more than normal. So usually you guys know I always get the aesthetics down and down packed right. But on this one, I actually took another step. And I filled the inside to make it nice and comfortable. And I mean, that really made the difference. I added some foam and some silk to the inside, and that's really making this thing snug as a bug on a rug. And I kid you guys not, that really made the difference on this helmet. There are actually two parts to this video. This helmet actually came out with a mean layer shift. You can't really tell now, but definitely make sure that you guys check that video out, because I know that's happened not only to me, but some of you guys out there as well. And with Christmas and New Year's coming up, I know a lot of people are going to be getting 3D printers. So I show you a useful tip on how you can cut, slice a 3D printed model to save it. So that way you don't waste filament and time. Because as you get a 3D printer, boy, those two matter. And as always, make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video, because I have not one, but two helmets. You could probably hear the other one finishing printing up now. But I have two new helmets that I want to show you guys that I'm bringing to the channel. Aside from that, let's go ahead and save the world, guys. It's BZ Comics. Let's get to it. All right, so they're both basically at the same point. Both of them are sanded down to perfection. Both of them are ready for color. But what I'm going to start out with first is the base coat. So the one that came out great, I'm actually going to make that the all white. So this one I'm going to start with a metallic silver. That's really going to help that white pop and come out a lot more vibrant. And then for this one, since it's going to have the blue, I'm going to use a flat black under that and then really make that blue, that gloss blue really pop. Now I have to do the smaller accents, and PCBWay, shout out to them, because this is actually the whole piece that they printed. And as you can see on all sides, this thing came out perfectly in just regular PLA. And you can see with mine, I had some supports. You can see the crust and build up that kind of layered up on there. So that's actually clutch that I'm not going to have to sand these down. All the smaller accent pieces already fit, and they're not going to be needing any sanding either. So from here, we're just going to start popping everything in and get into the fun part, which is going to be adding the color. To make sure these fit, I'm going with Tri-Mag as always, using their magnets to snap in place. It's already done in one helmet, but the helmet where I had to solder and fix, I'm just going to have to throw the magnets in there, so that way everything can. And then like I mentioned, once the colors are all set, I'm going to be taking another look on the inside just to make this one a little bit more comfortable, which I'm going to kind of have to do, because as you can see with this one, all the old support and all the Bondo is still in there, so I don't want that to get into my hair. So we're going to make these a lot more comfortable. But in the meantime, stay tuned for what is coming next. Okay, so for these two helmets, like I mentioned, for the helmet that's going to be all white, I started off with the metallic silver. That's going to be from Rust-Oleum. It's actually titanium silver. And then for the blue helmet, I started off with the flat black. Using these two colors as undercoats are what really made the colors pop. Now, of course, there are different color combinations that you can use, like a gloss black for graphite powder, or gloss black for a gold finish. There are different combinations that you can use as base coats. But base coats are definitely what you want to use in your prop making process to accentuate the final color. It's what's really going to make it pop. As you've seen with the final image in the beginning, that gloss blue was a combination of this flat black, a little bit of metallic silver, and then finally the blue to accentuate the colors. Once I have a good base coat, I then start to lightly dust the final color, and I build that up layer by layer.
This prevents any run or any drip from happening, and it makes the final color pop a lot better. After I felt comfortable with the final helmet, I then started to get onto the smaller pieces and prime and color the Greebles.
I finally got the Blue Beetle sword up, Black Panther, Wolverine. This has been quite a year and there's still a lot more coming. But this was one of the helmets that I really could not wait for, and that's why I took so much time with it. As you guys can see, all the other smaller accents I got posted up on this little plastic board. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit all of this with the flat black, and then just hit that and finish that with the metallic silver. I don't have the hose piece right here just because that's a little bit harder to hang and hold and paint. So I'm going to save that for last because I need a little bit more space. But again, I keep bragging, I keep showing it off. This, guys, is the helmet that came with that layer shift. So again, I just want to let you guys know, like, never give up. It's never a fail. Just keep going with it and bring it all together. And with that being said, it is October now. So guys, definitely leave something in the comments below. If you are a subscriber, leave your name and your email because I am going to be creating a giveaway for one of these helmets. So definitely stay tuned for that. I've been talking about it for a long time. I actually found something where I can actually do like a little raffle wheel. And I can't like say in a way like this is inspiring you guys to become a subscriber, but this is something for my subscribers. So if there's a helmet that you guys want to see, definitely leave it in the comments below. Whichever helmet gets the most likes or most requests, and that's what I'm going to do for the giveaway. But I finally found something to do that with. But besides that, bro, I can't wait. I've been waiting so long to take the supports off of this and put this in the helmet. This is really one that I'm going to be wearing a lot. Man, I can't, bro, the way this is going to look. Let's just get to it. Okay, so starting out with this build, I know one thing that you guys are gonna ask is, hey BZ, how did you make those lenses? And I want to introduce you guys to my new sponsor, PCBWay.
PCBWay is a manufacturing company that not only focuses on 3D printing, but PCB assemblies as well. They have a very easy website to navigate, and to get to the 3D printing section is just a couple of clicks away. By going up to the top tab, you'll see CNC and 3D printing. From there, click the 3D printing tab. Once you click that tab, you'll be brought to this screen where you can then drag and drop your selected STL file. But before we get into that, guys, as you can see from the top of the screen, you actually have the ability to do CNC machining as well as sheet metal. So there's a couple of different features that PCBWay has to offer, which I think are pretty cool. After you add your selected file, you can then select the quantity that you want these to be printed in. And the good thing that I like about PCBWay is they are very, very affordable. So if you don't have a 3D printer and if you're looking to get into this, it's nothing that you're gonna have to break your legs for. So you can choose whether you want it in millimeters, inches, or centimeters. Most STL files are gonna be in millimeters. And then from there you have a plethora. Look at this, the amount of options that you get, from resin to nylon to PLA, ABS, PETG, stainless steel, TPU, the list goes on. And from there you actually get a multitude of colors to choose from as well. So not only do you get to choose from the filaments that you want to use, but you also get to choose the colors. For resin, it's a little bit different. Since I wanted this transparent look, I went to UTR 8000, and then from there you'll see the surface finish. From there I was able to select the color red. So that might trip a couple of you guys up. So I just want to make sure that you're aware, once you do select the filament that you want, just look at the types of resin or the types of filament, so that way you can specify from there if there are any effects that you want, and then from there you can fill in the colors. Scrolling down, you can see the quick fill out sheet that you have to provide with a little bit of information. Once everything is done and selected, you then go to submit requests. And one other step that PCBWay helps you out with that I think is amazing is if you are a rookie, even if you are somebody who's done this for a while, they actually do have a review tab that this goes under. So once you do send your STL file, there is a team that they have dedicated to review your STL just to make sure that there will be success. If they notice that there will be any kind of failures, they actually do send you an email to let you know, as you can see here. From there, as you can see on the left of your screen, you'll see the full process step by step that everything will go through before it's actually sent out to you and you receive your product. So again, guys, make sure you do look for the link below. I will be leaving this code here So that way you actually get $10 off your first purchase. Besides that, let's get back to the video.
Pretty cool, right? So maybe if you're getting into your first 3D print, maybe if you don't have a 3D printer, or maybe if you need just a certain piece, just like I did, definitely check them out. They 3D print, just like I said, all different types of materials. They're very fast, and as you can see, the quality is amazing, guys. So I want to welcome them to the channel. Again, PCB Way is definitely the way to go if you're looking for any 3D prints, sponsorships, or marketing. PCB Way. Yeah, so I would like to say that these two have came out just fantastic. I went with the blue one for the one that had the layer shift because I felt like it would hide it the best. As you can see, it does, but that blue, I finally, as you guys know, I've been trying to find a way to do a blue that gives off that like movie theater kind of look where it's like bluish but like blackish in the dark. So I feel like I finally got that. So if you've seen the painting, I did start off with a black base coat, but when I started to use this blue, it didn't really layer on. You weren't really able to see it. Even when I put it like under light, it just looked like a dark purple. So I did have to give it like a very light dust coat of some silver metallic. And once I put the metallic on and then the blue, then that's when, and then added the blue, that's when you start to see it come through a lot easier. So a good dark undercoat with like a very light brushing of the metallic and then adding the blue, as you can see, that hit it. For the white, it was just straightforward, just a good undercoat, and then just went from everything from there. As you can see, I already have the magnet set in this one. So now what I'm going to be doing moving forward is adding some of the emblems into the helmet. I'm going to start painting more of like the final touch-up spots, and then I'm going to be adding the lenses, some cushion to the inside, and finishing this all up. So guys, we're just about there. This one I'm thinking, because I don't think 3D printing this whole suit would make sense. I think when you 3D print a suit, it should be a suit that's kind of like goes with something that would be 3D printed. But the actual like fiber cloth that they actually make for this suit kind of looks amazing. So I'm thinking of doing the shield, which would also go with my Bucky Barnes cosplay as well. But doing the shield and then buying that suit, I think that might be my first cosplay, guys. Me talking, as you can see, we got a little bit of work to do to finish these up. Again, shout out PCB Way. But let's go ahead and finish up these colors, add the Greebles, and then let's make me Captain America, guys. Let's get to it.
Everything is not enough. Really hot by the ocean. Among all those white hot sands, where every sunrise is just for you. So come along and take my hand.
Okay, so you see this big gloop of mess of foam that I actually left in here. This is basically what I'm gonna do in this Captain America helmet, but I'm gonna make it a lot neater, and I'm not gonna leave it at the foam. So I'm basically just like sizing everything out. And once I get the foam done, I actually had gotten this, which is like a silk kind of fabric. I was actually gonna put this on my samurai helmets, but it actually didn't work out, and I don't wanna waste this stuff. So I actually thought after I put the foam in, since this has like a really good texture to it, I'm gonna leave that over the foam. So that way this thing is nice and snug inside and it has like a nice little texture feel on it. And it looks good and feels good, which like I said, I think is a big thing. Now, I was thinking of getting some silk material just to go over the foam so that way it fits more so with the helmet. But I think, again, this is gonna give it an extra little bit of glare because it has that texture on the inside. So when you grab it from the inside, it's actually gonna feel good too. So yeah, that's my thought for that. Let's actually apply it and see if it works. Okay, this part might not be the neatest, but as long as I got the pieces in there and they're comfortable, that's the main part. The silk is the main part that I want to make sure it looks at least neat and is at least one piece. So I'm going to size that out. It's a little hard to do this on camera, so I'll show you guys at the end. But what I did make sure to do, as you guys can see, was leave some space at the ends so that way I can make sure that there's something to adhere the silk onto. Let's go ahead and finish this up. Okay, so that was a lot harder than I thought, at least with the first piece. Doing it on the helmet, I hope I didn't like waste a lot of it. I might have to just use some of the old pieces for the second one, but I do have two textures. Basically this like floral texture, and then I have this snakeskin texture that I'm using in it that I put on this one. I just hope I have enough to fill it all out, but that is how it looks. Again, the duct tape is going to be coming off once I get the two-sided tape or the Velcro tape. But this is a lot smoother and it feels super duper smooth on my face. So now let's go ahead and throw this into the head and that'll be it. Dun 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 dun. I'm just playing, but tell me guys, how do I look? Finally guys, they're both done. I think that these two came out amazing. And again, if you didn't see it in the video, shout out to my sponsor PCBWay, because they are the people that made the lenses for these helmets and the hoses. And both of these pieces, I kid you not, came out perfectly. If you look at the description link and down below in the video, I'm going to give you guys $5 off your first purchase. So if you're looking to make a helmet or need just a certain piece but you don't have the material, they're definitely the people to check out. And I promise you that the prop or the print that you're looking to print out is going to come out in good condition. PCBWay, make sure you check them out. It's BZ Comics. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. I really think that this is one of the best props that I made. I made sure to take a lot of time with this. This one really stands out, and I want to make it like a centerpiece for my channel. Like everything about it, this like really draws me in. I wanted to make a Top Gun helmet a while ago, but for some reason, I think for trademark reasons, they took away the stickers. So when I seen this, and it looks like a pilot helmet with the tube, everything like that, I was like, yeah, I have to make it. And then the fact that he had it in blue and white, I was like, I couldn't really choose between the two. So I was like, why do that? You guys normally know that I print only like one of the helmets because I only have either one or two printers. So making these videos and printing with only two printers kind of slows me down from doing multiple things. But for this one, I was like, yeah, I gotta slow it down and really do this. And I've seen on Amazon, check it out over here, they actually have the fabric material for the suit. As you can see behind me, I have Bucky Barnes' arm 3D printed. So both of those have been like pushing me towards like making the Captain America shield. So definitely stay tuned. That's something I definitely want to make. Something a little bit different from helmets. As you can see, I'm starting to get into swords. So just a little bit different, just get away from the repetition. But this is definitely something that I think I can make as like the centerpiece of the channel. Get the full cosplay, have the shield. A lot of people say I look like them. Tell me if I do. They say when I make like my little smirk. I can't do it. I can't do it. But let me know in the comments if I do favor them. But yeah, I really like this helmet. I really like the cosplay of it. I really like the character that he stands for. I know a lot of people didn't like the movie, but it is what it is. I like this. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. And definitely stay tuned for what's coming next, because along with my sponsor PCBWay, I do want to make sure I do some giveaways. As you guys can see, my display case is getting pretty full. I have stuff around the house. As you can see, like the Deathstroke helmets, the other Mr. Beast helmet, and a couple more. So definitely want to give away a lot more to you guys. And that's what I've been waiting for, is to just get some better quality before I do that. So now I feel like I'm there. I feel like this is something that I can give away to somebody and be very happy about, especially with the inside and the lenses. So definitely stay tuned for that for the holidays. Besides that, guys, gotta lock in and save the world. It's been real. Make sure you guys do check out and hit the bell notification, because I do more lives, especially with it getting a little bit colder. I definitely want to connect with you guys, play some games, and maybe show you guys like a full build like on live. As always, it's BZ Comics. Stay tuned for what's coming next. But for now, peace.